Hey guys, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. So I was tagged by the lovely Jess over at tundratomes and I'm so excited. I love their channel, so definitely go check them out. This book tag was created by Catalyst Reads. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. So the first question is, which tropes in books annoy you the most? I don't really get annoyed by many tropes. I think that the only kind of bookish thing that really does annoy me is the unexpected pregnancy trope. That annoys the crap out of me. I hate it. If that ever happens in a book, I tend to just DNF it, or I'll finish that book and I will not continue on with the series. I have never liked it. From the beginning, that has just been a trope that I just can't stand it. The unexpected pregnancy trope is one that I will see and then be like, nope. So which writer or writers do you think are overrated or overhyped? I know a lot of people say Sarah J Maas for this question, but as you can see, I love Sarah J Maas. I also have my tattoo that says Fire Heart. So I don't think she's overhyped. I can see why people would say that and I do understand, but I definitely am someone who does love her, so I don't think that. I definitely think about this question because I feel like it's so difficult to think of people who are overhyped, because there definitely are authors out there that are really hyped up, but I either haven't read their books or I have read their books and I like them. Third question is, what are your least favorite books since joining BookTube? Wow, let me think. There are definitely books that I have bought because of BookTube. One of those books would be, oh, you know what? I think Sabbath here is overrated now that I think about it. I bought that book because of BookTube and I DNF'd it. I could not get into it at all. It was just not my cup of tea. So question number 4 is a terrible ending that ruined an otherwise amazing book. I would actually have to say the ending of Shadow of the Fox. The sequel is coming out soon, but I read this with a buddy read last year and it was such a great book, and then there was this thing in the end that happened and it just kind of ruined it. There was a character death that happens and it just doesn't make sense to me, because there was so much build up for this certain thing that's happening and then this character dies and you kind of sit there and you're like, well, what was the point? It just didn't make sense to me. The character death, it seemed kind of pointless. You really didn't get to see much of that character, but they were really brought into the storyline. Which fictional character or characters do you wish were not killed off? This was easy for me to say because in Kingdom of Ash there was deaths, plural, to do with a tower. A group died and I was not happy. I was very sad. I wish those deaths did not occur. That was just a really, really sad death and that really, really, really sucked. I would have also said a death that happens in the Nevernight trilogy, but it was undeathed, so I can't really count that. Number 6, which are some of your bookish pet peeves? My bookish pet peeve, as Jess so lovely put it, is people having bookish pet peeves. I think that everyone kind of has a right to how they want to do their books. I personally don't like to dog ear, but there are people out there who do like to dog ear. I like to tab my books. There are people out there who don't like to tab their books. There are people out there who write in their books. I haven't gotten to that level yet. I do write in my school books, but I've never written in my own personal books. But I would like to actually do that eventually because I think that'd be really fun. And I think it's also a cool way to kind of personalize your books to your own experience. Maybe my only bookish pet peeve is when you lend a book to someone and they give it back to you and it's kind of ruined. Even in like the smallest way, it really annoys me. I'm like,
bruh, I lent you this book and you return it to me in a lesser condition than what I gave it to you. That's just not nice. It's just not a courteous thing.
But otherwise, that's probably my only really main bookish pet peeve. Number 7, what are some books that you wish had more recognition? Graceling by Kirsty Cashel. That is such an amazing book. I haven't reread it in years, but I do think it's a book that does not get looked upon much. I mean, honestly, my normal go-to answer for this question is Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett. I read this summer 2018 and I just adored it so much. I'm really excited to reread the book because the sequel is coming out this year and I'm so pumped for it, and I just really fell in love with this book so much. Number 8 is, what are your thoughts on censorship and banning books? I don't get it. I don't get why books get banned. I kind of get in certain societies and certain countries they have societal norms and restrictions they're trying to place on society, but I don't think books should be banned. Censorship is pretty 50-50. I do understand censorship for certain books because of an age range. I understand it in that sense, but I mean, it's the same idea of censorship in TV shows. I don't get what the issue is saying swear words or things like that in TV shows, because it's not like people don't just hear it on the street or anything. RuPaul's Drag Race is definitely a TV show where it's funny because when you watch it live, they beep out like anything, but then you can watch it on Amazon and they don't beep anything out. So I think one of my biggest pet peeves censorship wise is sex scenes. Way too many fade to black scenes, especially for new adult or adult books. I don't get any fade to blacks in those. I really don't. And I have read fade to black in adult books, and it really confuses me. I'm like, this is an adult book. Why are you censoring the sex scenes? What? But I do understand it in some contemporaries because it is garnered to more of a younger audience, and there are definitely going to be parents out there who don't want their 13-year-old reading about sex, even though I personally, time to spill some tea guys actually, didn't think it was going to happen in this video. Sex education here in the US is definitely a topic that gets me quite riled up. I don't think that sex education is very well done in the US, and that is something that is very censored. So I think that having it in books is definitely a good way to kind of introduce children to it, because otherwise they don't really know. I feel like it would be an awesome way to kind of show teens and prepubescent teens kind of how to understand consent and healthy sexual relationships. I think one of my favorite consent books is definitely The Deal by Elle Kennedy. That one dealt really well with consent, especially for a girl who had previously not had the best sexual experiences. And number 9 is Who Do You Tag? So of my friends, I don't know if they have done this or not, but I'm going to tag Jay over at The Awkward Bookworm. Love Jay so much. She has some of the best and hilarious content. Her vlogs are some of my favorites. I also want to tag, I know that Jess tagged her, but I'm also tagging Jade over at the Jade Reader. Since you're double tagged now, you gotta do it, so I'm also going to tag Carly over at Carly's Books. I'm also going to tag Steph at Shut Up and Read, because yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thanks a bunch guys. Bye!